The life of the mind. My life of the mind benefited greatly from Nanny's attention and encouragement. For example, when my mind first applied itself to recording music at around 19 years old, I know I shared with Nanny some truly bad songs. Bad as they were, she wanted the lyrics printed out. She asked me to describe my process and told me which songs she liked and why, while tactfully skirting around the matter of overall quality. While being truly bad is an obligatory first step in the lifespan of any creative project, it is also the window of time in which one will be most easily discouraged. Even as I was willingly sharing my songs with others, I was still painfully aware of the gap between my vision for my songs and how the songs actually sounded. Nanny could surely hear this gap as well, but crucially, that's probably exactly why she was so encouraging. She was proud of me for striving. Bob Dylan, a subject me and Nanny bonded over during my phase of obsession, has a quote about destiny that articulates why encouragement like Nanny's is vital to any creative person or any person, period. The quote goes, quote, "Destiny is a feeling that you have that you know something about yourself nobody else does. That the picture you have in your mind of what you're about will come true. But it's a kind of thing you have to keep to your own self because it's a fragile feeling, and if you put it out there, someone will kill it." We expect the world to kill our most fragile selves, the selves we most want to become. Nanny, instead, nurtured that fragile, vulnerable, passionate part of me and kept it alive, emboldening me to keep striving, not just in songwriting, but in all facets of my life. Now, on paper, this kind of unconditional support may seem banal or passive, like simply the procedural amount of attention a loving grandmother gives her grandson. But I would like to suggest that being attentive and showing interest in an actually meaningful way, the way Nanny did towards me and so many others, requires tremendous mental acuity. To elaborate on this, I'm going to call upon this quote from David Foster Wallace's viral Kenyan commencement speech, now colloquially titled, "This is Water." Nanny showed me this speech on YouTube when I was, I think, 16 years old, and it stands as my first exposure to Wallace, who had become an all-time favorite writer of mine, and that feels important to make note of. But now the quote. Quote, "There are all different kinds of freedom, and the kind that is most precious you will not hear much talk about in the great outside world of wanting and achieving. The really important kind of freedom involves attention and awareness and discipline, and being able truly to care about other people and to sacrifice for them over and over in myriad petty, unsexy ways every day. That is real freedom. That is being educated and understanding how to think." I like this quote for how it argues against an assumption I know I find myself having sometimes, that selfless behavior is maybe symptomatic of some kind of naivete or subservient tendency. But Wallace illustrates in his speech that because it is the default setting for us to believe that we are at the center of the universe, it actually takes a great application of intelligence to place your considerations outside yourself and extend them to others. And so I believe now that a true life of the mind is not spent in the classical sense, in solitude, studying mirrors. Instead, a life of the mind is lived out in the manner Nanny lived, by leading with generosity, rigorousness, and love, as a mother, a grandmother, a wife, a teacher, a preservationist, an organizer, and a friend. I will conclude by reading Shakespeare's Sonnet 55 from this beautiful antique collection, that Nanny gave me. Not marble, nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. Against death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Your praise shall still find room even in the eyes of all posterity that wear this world out to the ending doom. So, till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes.